Hey guys, and welcome to another YellaWood DIY project demonstration. In this video, we'll be making an outdoor TV cabinet. Our project plan is completely customizable to your TV size and mounting needs. It's sure to keep your outdoor space ready for watch parties all year round. For detailed step-by-step instructions and cut list, please visit YellaWood.com and download this project's plan. Now, for any project that we do, we always have our safety equipment: gloves, mask, goggles, and hearing protection. We're looking for more precision cuts in this project as it's a cabinet, so we're going to be using a chop saw if you guys have access to that. If not, use a circular saw. Now, this is pressure treated lumber because it's going to be outdoors. This is exactly what you need for this project. You're ready to go. Now, the way we're going to measure our cabinet, we want a 3-inch margin all the way around the television. The television we're using today is a 30 by 18. Our cabinet sides need to be 6 inches wider and 6 inches taller than our television. Let's get to cutting. All right, well, we've made our cuts. Let's start putting our boards together for the cabinet box. We're gonna build one corner right now. So our short boards are our sides. And you want your short board or your side to run the full length of the cabinet. What we want to try to avoid is seeing our top and bottom board. We don't want to see that ingrain. Looks a little nicer when you cover it up like that. First thing we're going to do is take our drill and we're going to make a pilot hole. We're going to put 3 pilot holes and 3 screws on each corner. We're going to be doing the same thing on all 4 corners. Now it's time to build the doors. Before we put the back on this, we're going to make our doors inside the cabinet. So now we're going to take our 1x4s and our 1x8s. We're going to be laying these things down on our workspace. Everything has been pre-cut, which takes the thinking out of it. So once we have these pieces fit inside of this cabinet, we're going to start screwing everything together. This is going to give our doors their rigidity. All of these cuts were 1/4 inch less than the inside of the cabinet. This is going to in turn give us a 1/8 inch reveal all the way around. Now it's time to put the backing, these are our 1x8s, on our decorative framing. We're going to be ripping this one down to fit inside that space. If you have a table saw for this cut, that's the easiest thing to do. If not, a circular saw works just fine. The goal here is to get a nice, straight, clean cut. All right, we're gonna go ahead and lay these down. The last piece that we're gonna put in is the piece that we ripped. This is gonna help out aesthetically, giving us a seam that is in the same place on either door that we've made here. Gonna go ahead and put that down in there now. All right, now it's time to attach our 8-inch wide boards to our face frames. You got a few options here. You can use a nail gun, an 1.25 inch nail, but we're gonna use screws. We've got a pilot hole bit here that I've put a piece of tape on so that I don't drill all the way through my workpiece. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of my pilot holes first, then I'm gonna go back, put all my screws in. I'm gonna go ahead and take off our cabinet sides here so you can just see what I'm doing here. All right, we've got our doors screwed together here. We've got one big door. Depending on the size of the television that you have, you may be ready to go ahead and make your center cut. Because of the size of our doors and how all the math worked out, we're not quite there. We've got a step that's optional next to show you how to do this. Now it's time to make our rip cut. I'm gonna make a few marks just so we don't get our pieces out of order. It doesn't matter how you mark it, just as long as it makes sense to you. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna flip this over. I will be ripping a piece that's small. If your door didn't require this step, you're just gonna be cutting one cut here to make 2 doors and you're done. We've got a whole nother step to make here. All right, we've got an offcut or a sacrificial board here below our workpiece. This is going to give us something stable to cut on. You don't have to worry about cutting your bench top. It's time to attach our stretchers, drill the pilot holes, and fasten the boards. All right, the doors are finished. They look great. Now it's time to get the cabinet up here. We're going to shim the doors in place so we have a clean, even reveal all the way around. All right, we've got our cabinet doors all shimmed up. Our reveals are nice and clean. Now it's time to put on the hinges. The goal here, we want to get the barrel of the hinge over in front of the door. The other goal here is we want to make sure that our hinge plate out here is centered on the top panel of this door. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and make some marks with a pin. This will tell me where to screw my pilot holes. After that, I'll make marks here and we'll put in the screws. Now that we have the first hinge installed, I'm going to do the same thing on the remaining 3. All right, that's all for the hinges. Now, for hardware, we're going to add the latch on. Placement for this completely depends on where you've got your TV hanging. If it's down low, you may want to put it high. If you got the TV hanging up high, let's put it down here so it's easy to reach. All right, now that our latch is in place, it's time to go to the back of the cabinet. We're going to be cutting our plywood to the outside dimensions of the box. We're going to go ahead and take our measurements. In this case, it's 39 inches. We've got one more cut to make. We're going to be cutting off a corner of the back of our plywood. This is going to allow your wires to feed through the back to go into your plug outlet. If you have a hole saw, that's another option. You could place it anywhere you wanted to here on the back. We're going to take our plywood back, we're going to put it up here, we're going to drill our pilot holes, we're going to screw it in. If you've got a larger television, it's an optional step if you want to use an adhesive. On this, we're not. It's a small enough television, but we're not worried about that. Now this is going to vary big time depending on the type of TV mount that you have. The one we've got a single vertical bar right here. So we're going to take a cutoff piece we have from the project. We're going to mount it to the back of our cabinet here and simply screw this on. The one you have may have multiple places to attach to the back of the cabinet. Choose the mounting system that works best for your bracket. All right, our project is completed. Now it's time to start thinking about sanding and staining. Because we're dealing with pressure-treated lumber, we need to give it some time to dry. So I recommend 100 grit sandpaper. You can leave this in its natural state. If you want to stain it, we recommend using our YellaWood protector. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, go to YellaWood.com for the complete step-by-step plans. Also, like and subscribe on YouTube, and hope you see us on the next project.